Some food delivery guys and workers in Guangzhou set up tents and lived under bridges to save rent. After the media reported on their homelessness, they were evicted by the authorities. Bridges in major cities such as Shanghai were also cleared at the same time. On December 23rd, several mainland media outlets reported that some food delivery workers and laborers in Guangzhou set up tents and lived under bridges to save rent, drawing public attention. On the 25th, bridges in cities like Guangzhou and Shanghai were cleared at the same time. Shanghai bridge dwellers. Living under bridges is not allowed. There is nowhere to stay. Now I am wandering alone on the street. Where can I go? An unemployed young man named Xi'an recently lived under a bridge in Guangzhou. He shared that many unemployed youth burdened with debts or earning meager incomes also live under bridges to save money. Many lack tents, quilts, food, and clothing. Xi'an, a resident of a Guangzhou bridge hole. Around 100 people live in this bridge hole. Some face immense financial pressure, including delivery drivers, couriers, street vendors, and live stream anchors who cannot afford rent. Rent in Guangzhou is over 1,000 yuan, while their income is just over 3,000 yuan, allowing them to save 10,000 yuan a year by living here. Some stay in parks or McDonald's instead of bridge holes, avoiding property fees, management fees, and utility costs. If you film this, your account will surely get blocked. Xiao Chen, an unemployed youth in Guangzhou, said he moved to Guangzhou as a teenager to work. Now unemployed and living on the streets, he feels insecure and struggles to find food. He also fears being evicted or arrested. Xiao Chen, an unemployed youth in Guangzhou, said, "I sleep in parks, internet cafes, and on the streets. I don't have a job and nowhere to go. I can't make money. Working hard feels pointless. I'm physically and mentally drained. The money I earn isn't enough for medicine. There are too many homeless people in China, including disabled individuals, who get arrested. They have no one to depend on, and no one cares about them." An unemployed youth, using the pseudonym Xiao Shu, shared that numerous factories in Kunshan have shut down. Workers unwilling to leave resort to odd jobs, but such opportunities are fewer this year, and daily wages have dropped to 130 yuan. Living under a bridge leaves them hungry and cold. Xiao Shu, an unemployed youth in Kunshan, said, "Now we all live in a bridge hole, about 20 people together. The weather is freezing and we can't bear it. We have tents, but too few quilts and clothes. There is no work. I am homeless. I've been unemployed for 3 years and can't find a job. No one will hire me. I want to deliver food, but I don't have an electric bike. I'm too poor to buy one." Mainland China is facing a massive wave of unemployment, with more than 800 million Chinese people burdened with debt. China's economy is plummeting. Unemployment, bankruptcies, and unpaid wages are rampant as the year ends. Local governments are overwhelmed by huge debts. Big cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Tianjin are filled with homeless people sleeping on the streets at night. If you walk through China's once magnificent major cities at night, it is easy to see unemployed workers sleeping in rows on the streets, bus stations, and subway stations. Many families, with parents unemployed and unable to afford living expenses, are forced to sleep on the streets. Numerous single mothers with small children are living homeless at train stations, creating scenes never before witnessed in China. Not only are immigrant workers and the unskilled working class affected, but even highly skilled technical workers and office workers are experiencing widespread unemployment. More than 800 million Chinese people are in debt from credit loans, encompassing home, auto, and consumer loans. There are countless complaints about layoffs, unemployment, and the inability to find jobs. People are struggling with the pressures of mortgages, car loans, children's education, and parents' retirement, with no clear path forward. The disappearance of the mainland's internet-famous cities. The term Internet Celebrity City was once very popular in the mainland. In 2024, many cities that once gained fame on the internet have gradually disappeared from public view. New internet celebrity cities have also failed to emerge. Their decline raises questions. What exactly is preventing these cities from sustaining their internet celebrity appeal? In recent years, some internet celebrity cities have gained public attention. For example, In 2023, Zibo, Shandong, became popular on the internet because of its barbecue, earning the title of the Internet Celebrity City of the Year. Harbin, Heilongjiang, attracted many tourists with winter tourism resources such as the Ice and Snow Festival. Tianshui, Gansu, gained fame due to a bowl of spicy hot pot. A large number of travel guides and social media recommendations made these cities popular overnight, attracting millions of tourists. Internet-famous cities have cooled down and are gradually fading away since 2024. However, these hotspots have a limited lifespan, and as the novelty fades, both tourist numbers and popularity decline. The official media, China Newsweek, reported on July 5, 2023, that during that period, hundreds of Zibo barbecue shops were listed for transfer on the 58.com website. Many of these shops had been newly opened, recently renovated, and equipped with new equipment. A local industry insider in Zibo explained that the main reason for most of the store transfers was the lack of business and substantial financial losses. At the time, transferring ownership allowed business owners to stop losses in time and recover some costs before the Zibo barbecue market completely cooled down. The decline in the popularity of Zibo barbecue had a significant impact, especially on stores that had recently entered the barbecue industry. Re-examining various tourism data from 2023 reveals that internet celebrity cities faced a sharp drop in popularity. During the 2024 National Day holiday, Harbin's tourism performance was noticeably lackluster compared to the May Day holiday. In the first quarter of 2024, Harbin's actual GDP growth rate was only 3.7%, lagging behind cities such as Dalian, Shenyang, and Changchun. Additionally, the economic conversion rate of internet celebrity cities remains low. For instance, Zibo's GDP growth rate in the first quarter of 2024 was 4.5%, while its nominal growth rate was 2.67%, both ranking last in the province and below the average level of Shandong province. This indicates that while online popularity brought short-term growth in tourism, its impact on driving the overall economy was limited. Tianshui's growth in the first quarter of 2024 was 4.3% year-on-year, lower than Gansu province's average level of 5.9%. Hezi, Shandong, briefly gained fame for the railway station square in the Dancing Demons video, but quickly faded into obscurity. Similarly, Kaifeng, Henan, once attracted many tourists due to Wang Po matchmaking. But as its popularity waned, it also faded out of public view. During the National Day holiday in 2024, according to media statistics, newly popular cultural and tourism cities since 2023, such as Guangdong-Jiangmen, Zibo, Guizhou-Rongjiang, Harbin, Kaifeng, and Tianshui, collectively disappeared from major tourism platform rankings. No new internet celebrity cities emerged to sustain the trend. The emergence of internet celebrity cities often depends on accidental events and local government initiatives. However, statistical data reveal a slowing trend in tourist numbers and consumption in many internet celebrity cities, failing to sustain their popularity without province-wide support. What is more concerning is the store closure wave in some cities, with accompanying losses from popular shop leasing, which has exacerbated economic pressure on these cities. Real footage of China's economic misery. Homeless young people sleep everywhere on the streets. In the past, many large factories settled in Shenzhen and Guangzhou, creating numerous employment opportunities and making Shenzhen the third largest city after Beijing and Shanghai. However, Shenzhen's economic situation has worsened, with many people now sleeping on the streets and in front of the station. Official figures released by the Chinese Communist Party show that the number of newly registered unemployed residents in Shenzhen in the first quarter of this year increased by 40% year-on-year and 15% from the fourth quarter of last year. According to the South China Morning Post, this unemployment statistic may be incomplete, as many laid-off workers haven't been recorded or reported, meaning the official number may represent only a portion of the unemployed. Furthermore, The 2024 College Student Employment Research Report, released by the China Xiaopan recruitment platform, shows that, as of mid-October, only 38% of graduates received informal employment notices. A survey by Guangdong University of Technology revealed an employment rate of just 41% for this year's graduates, meaning as many as 60% are unemployed. A recent viral video shows a large number of people, including children, sleeping in the square in front of Longhua bus station in Shenzhen, Guangdong. Chinese netizens believe most of these individuals came from rural areas seeking work, but with jobs scarce and no extra money for basic accommodations, they are forced to sleep on the streets, waiting for opportunities. Some netizens pointed out that this scene occurred as early as last year, and the tragic situation has worsened dramatically this year. Young people across China are sleeping on streets, in pipes, and underground passages. Even cinemas have become makeshift sleeping places. While youth are often associated with vigor and fashion, China's economic decline has left many young people sleeping on the streets due to job scarcity. In July 2024, many people slept in Longhua bus station square in Shenzhen. The video shows numerous individuals sleeping on the ground, with many young people sitting in the square playing on their phones. The video subtitles read, "This year's unemployment rate is higher than in previous years." In previous years, there weren't as many people wandering and sleeping on the streets. This year, sleeping on the ground can be seen everywhere in stations, parks, and squares. It's clear how difficult it is to find a job this year. Some netizens say it will get even harder in the future, with possibly no work at all. It's terrifying to think about. A netizen also posted a photo of a child sleeping near Longhua bus station, showing a young man sitting on the ground, sleeping on his arms. On June 29, 2024, a netizen named Truth Media posted on Twitter that, on June 25th, young people were sleeping under a bridge waiting for recruitment letters from factories. They mentioned that Jiangsu province is now full of stranded students, competing for hourly wages of just 13 to 14 yuan. The number of young people sleeping on the streets has risen in recent years as China's economy continues to decline. Many factories in Guangdong have closed, leading to widespread job losses and forcing people to live temporarily on the streets. According to incomplete statistics, unemployment, bankruptcy, and homelessness in major Chinese cities, such as Shanghai, Beijing, and Chongqing, are similar to what has been recorded in Shenzhen. Hundreds of major Japanese and Taiwanese corporations leave China over fears of being held hostage. Faced with growing threats from Beijing, Japanese, Taiwanese, and other companies are now accelerating their exit from China. On July 23rd, Japan's Nippon Steel announced that it would end its 20-year joint venture with China's Baosteel. The contract will expire at the end of August. Nippon Steel has found it difficult to expand its business in China and plans to shift investment to India and the United States. Nippon Steel also stated that it plans to sell all of its shares in the joint venture with China's Baosteel for $241 million, though the sale will require regulatory approval. During the joint venture, Nippon Steel sued China's Baosteel in a Japanese court in 2021, accusing the Chinese side of stealing Japanese patents on electroplated steel sheets, which China supplies to Toyota for electric vehicles. The case is still ongoing. This is a typical example of foreign companies rushing to withdraw from China. On July 12th, Japanese construction machinery manufacturer Kato Works announced the dissolution and liquidation of its subsidiary that produces and sells hydraulic excavators in Kunshan, Jiangsu. Construction machinery company Kato Nakajima also announced that it would liquidate in August to exit the Chinese market. This trend is spreading from the manufacturing sector to the beauty products sector, with high-end skincare brands such as Shiseido also announcing their withdrawal from the Chinese market. Shiseido's flagship stores in China have recently stopped accepting new orders and have begun to close. Another Japanese company, Bridgestone, has also announced its withdrawal after more than 20 years of operations in China. Bridgestone has ceased producing and selling commercial tires in China and will likely focus on high-performance passenger tires. According to public information, In the past year, most of the globally renowned companies leaving China have been Japanese. These include manufacturing plants of Canon, Sony, Toshiba, and Nikon. Other companies that have exited China include Amazon, LinkedIn, and the R&D center of Astellas Pharmaceuticals. These companies have moved their supply chains to Thailand, the Philippines, or back home.